The provincial The water is receding in all sectors and people are returning to their homes. In Paraguay, a strong storm in at least 12 of the country's 17 departments caused material damages, downed trees, and the diversion of an aircraft coming from the province of Jujuy in Argentina. The rainfall, accompanied by thunderstorms, mainly affected the department of Itapúa in Paraguay and Misiones in Argentina, where there were reports of fallen trees, power poles, and houses completely roofless. The Paraguayan government announced that 3 trucks will leave from the capital of the country with roofing sheets, props, and wood to the towns of Carmen del Paraná, Nueva Alborada, and Encarnación. Now we have a short break coming up, but first remember you can join us on TikTok at teleSUR English, where you'll find news in different formats, news updates, and more. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
What's his name?
teleSUR reports. Only on teleSUR.
Welcome back to From the South. The President of the United States, Donald Trump, held on Monday a phone call conversation with his Russian counterpart, Vladimir Putin, to address a potential Ukraine ceasefire. The call happens after the last round of direct talks between Russia and Ukraine that took place in Istanbul, Turkey last week. The U.S. President affirmed that the tone and spirit of the conversation were excellent. For his part, the Russian head of state thanked Trump for supporting the resumption of direct talks between Moscow and Kyiv and said that Trump noted Russia's support for peace. In this context, the Russian president said that his country is ready to work with Ukraine on a memorandum about future peace accord and highlighted efforts are on the right track.
That Russia also wants a peaceful resolution of the Ukraine crisis. We need to do is to find the most effective ways to achieving peace. The President of the United States and I agreed that Russia can and is ready to work with Ukraine on a memorandum on the possible eventual future peace treaty by addressing a number of provisions, including we need to set forth the principles and the deadlines for achieving a peace deal, and this includes the possible cessation of hostilities for a specific period of time if we reach specific agreements. By the way, contacts between the participants in the Istanbul talks, they resumed, so this gives us hope that overall we're headed in the right direction.
Furthermore, in this context, the Russian president assured his nation's key objective is to address the root causes of the crisis in Ukraine.
I think that both Russia and Ukraine must do everything to contribute to peace, and they must find the compromises that would suit all the parties involved. I would like to say that overall, Russia's position is clear. Our key objective is to identify the root causes of this crisis.
From Monday, the city of St. Petersburg in Russia hosts the International Legal Forum, bringing together over 5,000 participants from around 90 countries. The forum, which will conclude on Wednesday, will be attended by ministers of justice, attorney generals, presidents of Supreme and Constitutional Courts, lawyers, academics, and global experts. The agenda will focus on Western abuses and arbitrariness, the application of international law, and the policy of the International Criminal Court, as well as other issues. In a message to participants, President Vladimir Putin emphasized the strength of the Russian legal system. He also urged cooperation based on the principles of sovereign equality and of states and respect for the peoples. In Poland, candidates Rafał Trzaskowski and Karol Nawrocki advanced to the second round of presidential elections after Sunday's polls. After a tight vote, the centrist Warsaw mayor and the conservative historian will face each other in the runoff to be held on June 1st. Trzaskowski won 31.3% of the vote, narrowly beating Nawrocki, who obtained 29.5%, while third place went to Sowianist Sławomir Mencen with 14.8%. The election results come at a time of heightened tensions due to the military special operation neighboring in Ukraine and growing concern that the U.S. commitment to Europe's security will weaken under President Donald Trump.
The second round will be a bit like the last election, where there will actually be a very clear division between two camps. It will be split almost 50-50. The result may not be what I want, but it will have to be respected.
If we look at our neighbors, Germany, France, and Great Britain, everywhere the far right is gaining ground, taking advantage of social unrest. Although this is very worrying, it is unfortunately something that was to be expected.
It's a big surprise to me that after so many years of so-called democracy in our country, it suddenly turns out that these people, far-right candidates, are speaking out and occupying a certain position.
We have a second short break coming up, but before we invite you to visit our Facebook page at teleSUR English. There you'll be able to watch our top stories, special live coverage, and much more. Follow our page and activate the notification button to stay up to date on the world's most recent events. Fun a short break, but we'll be right back.
The life is full of moments. Moments of fight. Moments of hope. Moments that transcend. Moments that you can live in. teleSUR documentaries. Sundays. only on teleSUR.
Our planet is full of natural paradises that beautify the environment and invite us to protect it from the threats that lurk around it. Unknown wonders that await to be discovered by you. Join us to tour the world from a touristic perspective. Let us move towards a new green destination every Wednesday, only on teleSUR.
Promoting self-care facilitates our quality of life, and it invites us to investigate the advances in science, research, analysis, and prevention of diseases that exist in the world today. Guide your body every Tuesday, only on teleSUR.
Welcome back to From the South. In Palestine, the Israeli army issued new forced displacement orders for residents of Khan Yunis as it continues with its intensified offensive across Gaza. The displacement mandate told residents living in the northern Gaza region to evacuate immediately ahead of an unprecedented attack. The command, which also applies to the nearby areas of Bani Suhaila and Abasan, called on civilians to move west towards Al-Mawasi. Controversially, according to medical reports, the Zionist regime struck a makeshift tent in said zone early Monday morning, killing 2 civilians. The latest order comes after Tel Aviv issued a similar warning for central Gaza on Sunday as Israel expands its ground offensive to target densely populated areas, shattering any sense of safety for Palestinians. In Palestine, all public hospitals in the northern governorate of the Gaza Strip were out of service after reporting the suspension of operations at the Indonesian hospital in Beit Lahia. The health ministry explained that the intensification of the siege by Israel against the Indonesian hospital and its surroundings and the impediments to the arrival of patients, medical personnel and supplies rendered the facility inoperative. Civil Defense spokesman Mahmoud Basal confirmed that the situation in the Gaza Strip is catastrophic. He also indicated that the ambulance system is very worn out and 75% of the vehicles cannot move because they have no fuel. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu announced the authorization to bring food into the Gaza Strip as a temporary measure in response to the humanitarian crisis aggravated by the intensified Zionist attacks. The Prime Minister's office made the decision in order to avoid a widespread famine crisis among the Palestinian population. However, the government clarified that it will seek to prevent Hamas resistance movement from controlling the distribution of the aid. This opening will be valid until preparations are completed to establish distribution centers under Israeli military security control operated by U.S. civilian companies in southern Gaza. The measure has generated rejection among Palestinian sectors who question the exclusion of international organizations with field experience. The World Health Organization opened on Monday its annual meeting of government ministers and top envoys. In this context, Director General Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus warned of the millions of people starving in Gaza as a consequence of the Israeli blockade.
Months into the latest blockade, 2 million people are starving, while 116,000 tons of food is blocked at the border just minutes away in Al-Arsh. The risk of famine in Gaza is increasing with the deliberate withholding of humanitarian aid, including food, in the ongoing blockade.
The Israeli Security Cabinet approved a new plan to build a separation wall along the eastern border with Jordan. Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz announced that the plan includes strengthening the occupation's control through the establishment of settlements and training camps. The defense minister also said that the plan foresees strengthening the Israeli presence in the Jordan Valley, which is part of the West Bank, through the establishment of national mission centers, including military academies and national service structures. Katz stressed the need for the plan to be implemented quickly with advanced radars, mobile military units and command infrastructure. A 5.19 China Tourism Day themed festival was held in Thailand this weekend, engaging Thai and Chinese officials, travel trade professionals and visitors to promote tourism between the two countries. The event, supported by the Chinese Embassy in Thailand and the Chongqing Municipal Culture and Tourism Development Commission, is part of the celebrations marking the 50th anniversary of the establishment of China and Thailand diplomatic relations. With the slogan "Ni Hao China," the festival featured tourism exhibitions, a short video competition and a smart tourism forum showcasing the diverse appeal and resources of China's inbound tourism. In addition, during the event, representatives from smart tourism enterprises in both countries held a roundtable discussion on digital cultural tourism trends.
China is Thailand's largest source of tourists. While the number of Thai tourists visiting China continues to grow. This not only strengthens tourism cooperation, but also lays a more solid foundation for building a China-Thailand community with a shared future.
And like this, we have come to the end of this news brief, but you can find these and many other stories on our website at telesurenglish.net and join us on social media. We are on Facebook, X, Instagram, Telegram and TikTok as well. For Telesur English, I'm Alejandra Garcia. Thank you for watching.